I think there's a lot of useful problems to solve with Bitcoin. And the problems you're bringing up are to do with a certain company or certain individual event. Bitcoin is an open distributed network. There is no central point of failure. There is no central counterpart that can make any decisions on behalf of a government, a president. If the president is to go haywire and lose his mind, the Bitcoin network is going to defend against it and not care one bit. There are no risks in plugging into an open, free, true system and giving his country hope. I see no problem with that, and I have a problem with those that do see a problem with that and are trying to get in the way. I find that morally wrong.
Jack Ballers of Strike.
All right, welcome back everybody to Altcoin Daily, where you subscribe because you're interested in making money with cryptocurrency. My name's Austin. That was, of course, CEO of the Strike app, Jack Mallers, defending the Bitcoin network, as well as defending El Salvador's decision to join the Bitcoin monetary network after multiple suggestions from the Fox Business host that Bitcoin is bad. And Jack's not taking it. You see, Bitcoin, it's just a technology. It's just a tool. Like the internet, it's just a piece of technology, like a fork is just a tool. Neither good, neither bad. It just is, and it's available for absolutely anybody to plug into and use. Now, this El Salvador news should be a big bullish indicator on a macro perspective. In today's video, I want to clue you in on another key indicator that's very, very revealing. On top of that, we'll get to the latest Ethereum news, the latest Enjin news, and the latest lower cap altcoin news. So, like always, check the timestamps down below in the video description. And let's jump in with our top story. The president of El Salvador has just announced that each registered citizen of their country and also of their wallet app will receive their first $30 in free Bitcoin. Of course, now that BTC is legal tender, they still have to educate. They still have to onboard the Salvadorians and teach them about private keys and wallets and Bitcoin. The wallet app will work anywhere with a cell connection, and you will not have to have a cell plan for the app to work. And think about this, with $30 potentially going to every single El Salvadorian, that means El Salvador is giving its 6 million citizens $30 of Bitcoin each, totaling around $180 million in Bitcoin. And remember, this Bitcoin cannot be freshly printed. It's got to be purchased out of Bitcoin's limited circulating supply. Here are the details. Bitcoin will become legal tender in El Salvador on September 7th. To mark the occasion, the president said that every citizen who signs up for the state-sponsored crypto wallet, Chivo, will receive $30 in free Bitcoin. And it is important to note that these El Salvadorians have the freedom to use absolutely any wallet they want. They can use a Ledger, they can use a Trezor, any wallet is accepted. But if they want help sort of onboarding, help learning about how wallets work, the government will help with their own Chivo wallet. During his address, the president gave a tutorial on how to use Chivo. Chivo will allow Salvadorians to send and receive Bitcoin, as well as convert the cryptocurrency to US dollars. So this wallet will act as an on and off ramp for fiat into Bitcoin and reverse as well. And to receive the free $30 worth of Bitcoin, like we said, citizens only need to sign up for the Chivo wallet. If every single person in El Salvador took the government up on this offer, the government would need to distribute around $200 million worth of Bitcoin to around 6 million people. Adoption's coming, and adoption is coming fast. Now, as we discussed in this video right here, in the short term, anything is possible. Bitcoin could absolutely take another dip downward. But thinking long term, looking at where we potentially are in market cycles, this may be the last chance. People believed in Bitcoin at 60K, but most are not prepared for the coming super cycle. Do you believe? If you're shorting the best performing asset in history after a 50% correction when countries have began adopting it, you're in disbelief, the disbelief stage in a market cycle. A super cycle is not possible without high levels of disbelief. This is a good thing. Very interesting perspective. Which brings me to my next question. Are we seeing a little trend change? Is the market flipping back bullish? Well, a key indicator does show capital beginning to flow back into Bitcoin. This indicator, known as the stablecoin supply ratio oscillator, does give us a little bit of perspective on where we are in the market. Check this out. An indicator that has historically marked major price bottoms is pointing towards a renewed flow of capital into Bitcoin. The stablecoin supply ratio oscillator, created by analyst Willy Woo and tracked by blockchain analytics firm Glassnode, has risen from a 12-month low of negative 2.6 to negative 1.9 in the past 4 weeks. And I'll walk you through that metric in a second. But to define what that metric is, when the stablecoin supply ratio is low, the buying power for Bitcoin is high, as the same amount of USD can buy relatively more BTC. Conversely, a high ratio means that fiat has weak buying power against Bitcoin. Okay, I get it, but point is this shouldn't be used for short time frames. This is a much better indicator for trend changes, for long-term time frames. And as of just a few weeks ago, the stablecoin supply ratio SSR oscillator bottomed and has been trending up in recent weeks, indicating that capital has been flowing back from stablecoins into Bitcoin. Here is the chart from Glassnode. As you can see, last time the SSR oscillated this low has only happened a few times in the last few years with Bitcoin. Once before the 2017 bull run, once again in the March 2020 crash of the pandemic, and once again in late 2020, right before this current year's run-up. If you want more information on this indicator, I'm going to link this down below. And as a reminder, this is just one metric of many. You shouldn't really make a trade or make an investment based on one metric when there's many, many different metrics out there. Now, we reviewed a lot of the other on-chain metrics in our last few videos over the last few weeks. As I keep finding new charts, getting more metrics, I will keep you updated. But let's keep moving, get to the most recent altcoin news, starting with Enjin has just joined the Crypto Climate Accord, goes carbon negative. What is the Crypto Climate Accord? The CCA is backed by 20 firms from the blockchain, fintech, and green tech industries. Inspired by the 195 signatory Paris Climate Agreement, the accord was established in April to address the large and growing energy consumption of cryptocurrency and blockchain and the climate impact of their energy use. And now Enjin, the altcoin, is in. Enjin claims that its JumpNet blockchain, this is a new blockchain that was announced a few months ago, has already achieved carbon negative status 9 years ahead of schedule. Because it was in March, the company said it planned to enable carbon neutral NFTs by 2030, and they got it in 2021. In a direct quote from the CEO of Enjin, "The creation of new forms of technology should never come at the cost of destroying our environment. Carbon neutrality for JumpNet is an important step towards our vision of a sustainable NFT ecosystem for Enjin and our partners." Okay, very interesting. What are your thoughts on this as an Enjin hodler? And I do want to remind everybody out there that Enjin's new blockchain, JumpNet, it's way more scalable, way better for the environment, but it is also highly centralized. And that's why they're able to be faster and better for the environment, because they have way less nodes, way more controlled, and that's the trade-off. Now, again, Bitcoin, in my mind, that should be the most decentralized money, should be the most censorship resistant. But for my NFT platform, well, we're finding how decentralized these platforms need to be. So just food for thought. I'll keep you updated if any more altcoins join the CCA. Next piece of quick news for Ethereum. As you know, over $1.5 billion worth of ETH options contracts expired today. Expect volatility into this weekend. And again, it doesn't necessarily mean that the price will dump, and it doesn't necessarily mean the price will pump. It just means that these contracts got unlocked, and now there's supply on the market that can either be bought or sold or hodled. We will see. And next piece of lower cap altcoin news, good for Ecomi, good for Marvel. Marvel has just announced their own line of NFT digital collectibles coming to NFT platform Vivi. And as a reminder, the altcoin Ecomi Omi is the native cryptocurrency on the VeVe platform. And Marvel is doing this to change the way fans approach collecting using a new virtual experience. If you want more information on the altcoin Omi, I encourage you to seek out this video from 3 weeks ago, top 5 low cap NFT altcoins to watch in 2021. Marvel was obviously watching. They chose Omi. This partnership will provide fans with the opportunity to buy digital collectibles, 3D statues, and digital comic books. And while specific products have not yet been revealed, the announcement does promise further details in the coming weeks. In a direct quote from the president of Marvel, "Since the beginning, collecting has always gone hand in hand with being a Marvel fan. Like us, VeVe understands collecting is about the experience just as much as the product, and we look forward to extending that experience for our fans over the years to come." Very cool. For me, very cool to see which altcoins, which platforms these major studios are choosing. It's pretty interesting. That is the video. My name's Austin. Like always, see you tomorrow.